it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you very much for joining me again today. Today I have this little box to show you. This wasn't actually what I had planned to make for today, but things have changed, and we will go into why in a moment. It's a cute little box. It will be great for table favours, that sort of thing. We've all got weddings coming up probably this year, but any occasion where you want a table favour, and of course Valentine's. So I've used the Meant to Be bundle, which is in the Spring Summer catalogue. And if I grab my copy, which I have hidden, I'm basically using the suite, what's it called? The All My Love suite. So All My Love suite is on page 4. It's got the beautiful All My Love Designer Series paper, the ribbon combo, which I'm using for this project. So this is the lovely lipstick stitched edge or edged ribbon, and there's also the Flirty Flamingo ribbon, which is gorgeous, and we will be using that. So there's the stamps, which are kind of they're like those distinctive stamps, and you can also get the matching framelets. And if you get both together using the bundle code, you save 10%, which is always nice to know. But I'm actually using the Meant to Be bundle, which is on the following page, which has got all these lovely hearts and these beautiful stitched framelit dies. They are absolutely divine, and they do literally stitch the edge on some of the passes through the Big Shot. And you can probably see, if I show you this picture here, the beautiful stitching that's on the edge of that, and that's produced by using the stitched edge. I've got a cat in here today. I don't normally film with one of the cats in, but she's determined, and she's now trying to climb over my computer, so we'll stop that. Don't go up there, Musty, there's a good girl. We'll close the computer so that she doesn't press any keys that she shouldn't. So these are the framelets. I've dug out the one that I need, so that I've got that to hand. So you've got these lovely stitched edge, you've got the elongated heart and this sort of what I call the more classic heart, and they're in various sizes. Now they don't all actually cut. This one, for example, doesn't cut, it just stitches. This one, the inner of this, just stitches. I think those are the only ones that only stitch. Yeah. And then we've got these beauties here. So you've got a lovely zigzag edge, you've got this beautiful heart here, which is just stunning. Rows and this little row of hearts, which I happen to have one out, is just amazing, and you get all these little hearts to then use on other projects. So a really nice bundle, and as I say, use the bundle code and you save 10%. And it will qualify you for a Sale-a-Bration item, which this foil is. And that's part of the reason that I'm doing a box today. I hadn't planned to do a box today, but the foil is low inventory and it will not be replaced. So if you want this beautiful foil, now is the moment to start thinking about getting your qualifying order. The box will take, and I'll give you the measurements in a moment, but it will take a little Freddo bar of chocolate. It might take 2, but I don't have to. It will take 2 fudge fingers, which have come out of, you know, a treat pack. So both of those will fit in, and it will close. It's a little snug, but it will close. So those both fit. You can use a little bar of the Lotus coffee biscuits, which are gorgeous to put in there. And they will also take, or it will also take, 3 Hershey nuggets. It will be a little loose, but it will take 3 Hershey nuggets. But just so that those of you who watch me from the USA, it will take Hershey nuggets. The measurements are 3 1/4 by 1 1/2 by 3/4 of an inch. And I basically measured the packet of biscuits. That was kind of what I was aiming for, and that's kind of the sensible measurements that came out of that. And I've just punched a hole here using the 1/8 circle punch, the handheld circle punch. And bad news on this as well, we were advised today that the manufacturers will no longer be able to make this. So this is a while stocks last or until the end of the annual catalogue. It will not carry over to the new annual catalogue. So if you want this, and it is just perfect for making little tags, then you kind of need to order it sooner rather than later. And of course you could use it as part of your order for Sale-a-Bration, because Sale-a-Bration you can order from anywhere. So it can be the annual catalogue, the spring-summer, things that have carried over from autumn-winter, things on the clearance rack, whatever you want. So let's start making the next one. This is the Grapefruit Grove. It is holographic, as you can see. So this is satin and this is holographic. So it measures 5 3/4 by 5 inches. I will have all of the measurements and all of the scoring over on my blog. Associated post is below, so just go into the description bar. There'll be a link to the associated blog post which will take you to the details for this project. And I will also work out the metric measurements. I haven't done them yet, but I will work them out for you. Now, I am using the trimmer for this because I found that the Simply Scored board was okay for this, for the satin, but for this it was a nightmare. It skidded everywhere, so I highly recommend the trimmer. So with the 5 3/4 at the top, we want to score at 1/2 inch, and I'm going to do that on this side. And you don't want to go, I've probably overscored that, don't go too mad on your scoring. So 1/2 inch, 1 1/4 inches. So you want to be reasonably gentle with your scoring. 4 1/2, and the reason for that is this is put on, it's a very fine foil, and if you go too mad you will rip the foil, and that's not really what we want to do. So 1/2 inch, 1 1/4, 4 1/2 and 5 1/4, and try not to get greasy fingerprints on it like I have. Turn it so that it's got the 5 inches at the top, and again we want to score at 1/2 inch, so I'm going to do that on the narrow edge. Turn it to score at 2 inches, and this will be our lid. 2 3/4 inches, and 4 1/4 inch. And that is our scoring done. So I would suggest that one is gentle with one's folding. I'm actually not going to use my bone folder on this because, again, I want to treat the foil with a certain degree of respect. So I am going to, you know, burnish it, but I'm going to burnish it with my fingers rather than the brayer, rather than the bone folder, because the bone folder may drag the foil, and that is not a pretty look. So just be firm but gentle. Now, I can hear in my head someone saying, why don't you do the scoring, that's the word I'm looking for, from this side? Because it doesn't work so well is the answer. It does just as much damage. So, okay, let's work from this side because I think that's going to be horrible on the screen. Although saying that, I kind of need to work from this side. No, I'll work from this side, I will cope. So, we are going to get rid of, let me grab a pen, because I don't know that you're going to be able to see, this area here goes, and so does this area here, because that's scrap. We will get rid of that, and that, and that, and that, but everything else we need. So, keeping half an eye on a cat who seems to be finding all sorts of holes to get into, let's trim away, and this is going to form our lid. Now, I am actually going to just very slightly wedge in because this is going to go into the box. So I want that wedged. And let's trim over here whilst we're here. And again, I am going to just wedge that a tiny bit. And again, we're going to go straight down here and wedge. And suddenly realise I'm right at the edge of where the camera is. I'm hoping I wasn't out of the camera. So we're going right down here and wedge. And then we're going to take off these flaps because we don't need them. We need these, but not those ones. And then just wedge here. Just now eyeing up my chair, which is fine, except it has things on it. So, wedge. It's Mustard, who does like spending time with me. Normally when I'm filming, if she's in here, she will be immediately behind my feet, which means that I have to remember to pick my feet up whenever I move. Particularly as I stand. I don't sit during the day, I stand all day. Much better for your back, much better for you generally, because it means you are not standing or sitting in one place all the time. So that's all scrap. Pop that in my bin. So I'm going to turn it over, warning, holographic warning. So we've got this shape. Now I want some of the corners rounded, so I have my trio corner rounder, and I am going to try and do as much of this from this side as I can for you. So corner rounder, do go straight down. Do not just go on the corner because it doesn't like it. We also want to round these corners, so I'm going to just fold in my edges, pop that in, and round, and again, and you can do it from either side. Just make sure you're square, and then again fold, and I've got some glue on there somehow. There we go. Those little bits can go. Now, if you don't have a corner rounder, you could just mitre the edges, mitre the corners, but the corner rounder does look nicer. That is going to irritate me, but if I rub it gently, it will come away. Don't know where that's come from. I might have had something sticky in the punch. Okay, so adhesive. This needs a strong adhesive, so we are going to use tear and tape. I find that the easiest way to get a clean edge is to have a straight edge to pull against, and I'm going to put 2 bits on each of the flaps. So do remember, Sale-a-Bration is the perfect time to shop and get the foil for a start off whilst it's still there. Can't believe you get 8 sheets, 4 of each of the colours, and they are full 12 by 12 sheets. These are not, just 6 by 6 or something. These are full 12-inch sheets. So when you think that 2 sheets of the foil in the annual catalogue are, is it £3.25? So you're getting 4 times the amount, or is it less than £3.25? I'll have a look in a minute when I have done the gluing. Right, so that's all of that. Then I will now bring in my bone folder and just make sure that that adhesive is properly on the foil, and then just peel away the backings. And there are 2 reasons for using your bone folder on the adhesive. A, it makes sure it's stuck really well, or properly. And it also makes it easier to get the paper off. This cover spare paper. Right, so I find it easier to do the back first, so we just line that up and line that up. Then one side goes in And the other side goes in. And that is your little box. And it's so pretty, if a little holographic. So while I'm just remembering, let's grab my annual catalogue and find the foil, which will be in the back. So let's find foil sheets 192, 192, 375 for 2 sheets, and you're getting 8. So lots. Really, really good offer. Okay, so some stamping. I have a literal scrap of paper. I've brought out the same stamp that I used before, which is this lovely one with the, with the little flowers in the corner. But because we're in Grapefruit Grove foil, I'm going to use Grapefruit Grove ink. This is where I suddenly have this little thought in the back of my mind about something, which I'm going to need to just double check. So here is the Sale-a-Bration catalogue, and I just have, you have those moments. No, it's Grapefruit Grove. I suddenly wondered if it was Flirty Flamingo or Calypso Coral, because they can look very similar, particularly when they're holographic. So just gently ink this up and stamp. Now, if you saw my blog post yesterday, if you're doing mass production, I would highly recommend doing your die cutting first and then stamping using the Stamparatus. Now I'm going to use the I Love Our Life Together stamp again, and if you didn't see that post yesterday, if you ever want to do mass production that involves die cuts that are stamped, I would strongly recommend you go and have a look, because it is a really quick way of doing your die cutting and your stamping and making sure the whole thing works. I'm just going to actually move I'm going to get some ink first. With the lovely lipstick, there was enough ink, it's a darker colour, so there was enough ink to just move it around from the stamping. But with the paler colours, sometimes you do need to just use a blender pen, which is what I used before, but you do sometimes just need to pick a little bit extra up. But I think it just adds something to have the extra colour. So there we go. Just a little bit of something, and I always scribble off my blender pen before I put it away and before I start. That way I know it's going to be clean. It's fine if you're going from a light colour to a dark colour, not so good the other way around. So I'm just going to die cut this with my Big Shot. I'm using the magnetic platform, which does help with the larger dies to make sure things don't move about. And wind that through. Now this will cut 2 pieces, because it will cut the inners, which is what we want, and it also cuts this stitched frame, which is just gorgeous. Can you see that stitching? It's just amazing. And I say, just a scrap of paper, and I'll use that frame for something else. So handheld punch, just pop a hole in the corner. Where are we for time? 18 minutes, that's ridiculous. So grab a piece of Whisper White linen thread, baker's twine. Now, because mine is on a card, it shows how long I've had it. I stupidly started one that wasn't on a card but was on a reel, and then found one on a card. However, so just get your bone folder and straighten it out. Pop your baker's twine through the hole and tie it in a knot. And don't want it too long, that'll do. Get rid of that. And then I'm going to use the other ribbon from the Duo. Even though it is Flirty Flamingo, I think because this is holographic, you can actually get away with it. So because this is quite fine, I'm going to wrap it around a couple of times. And then Again, I'm just going to tighten a knot. Don't need quite that much. It's better. And pop my gift tag. So having done half a knot, pop your gift tag on, and then with your extra thumbs and extra fingers, tighten a knot. Trim to a sensible length, and that is your second little box. And again, we can, whoops, just pull that knot so that it's tucked away a bit, and just, there we go. 2 little gift boxes. Aren't they cute? And free while stocks last. Or while stocks last. I use this so often, I cannot tell you how useful it is. It's probably the punch that I reach for most often. So I will be very sad to see it go. Anyhow, thank you very much indeed for watching. Do remember when you order to use the host code. I've had a few people not use the host code, which means that they don't get to share in the host rewards. That's fine. If your order is over £150, you get your own host rewards. But if your order is £20, £25 upwards, please use the host code, and then you will get a share in the host rewards, as well as everyone gets a thank you card and a little handmade gift from me. If you choose no contact, which some people do, then I can't send you anything. But yes, so when you order, host code, you also get not only a share of the host rewards, but also sunflower rewards. And once you've collected 10 of those, you can send them back to me. Just let me know what you want from any current catalogue, not clearance rack because things can sell out, but any current catalogue that isn't a short-term item, and you can exchange 10 rewards for up to £30 of product of your choice. Thank you very much indeed for watching. If you've enjoyed that, give it a thumbs up. Do remember to subscribe. By now it's probably got links to websites and other posts coming up in the top, but you can always pop over to my on my YouTube channel and just subscribe from there. And if you want to know when I post a new video, just hit the notification bell. If you don't hit the notification bell, you won't get any emails or any of that rubbish coming into your inbox. So it will just be when you go to YouTube, you'll see that I've posted a new video. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye!